Hello friends, welcome back to English Classes Online. I am Benjamin. Today's video is on how to write effective emails in English. Learn how to write professional emails. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well so that whenever a new video is uploaded on this channel, you will be instantly notified. Let's dive into the lesson right away. First, we look at the agenda for this episode. Number 1, what is an email? 2, how important are emails today? 3, types of emails. 4, the anatomy of a good email. And 5, writing the email. Let's look at this one by one. What is an email? The term email, which is short for electronic mail, is a method of exchanging messages between people using electronic devices. An email is a message sent by electronic means from one computer user to another via a network. Today, people find it easier to send an email to someone than to send a letter. You can agree with me that the email is fast replacing the traditional letter. Although letter writing is still in vogue, yet the email has become the technology that everyone has embraced, because gone are the days when you would have to write a letter, go to the post office and post it, and then you wait for weeks for your receiver to get the letter and then respond to it. Today, just by clicking on an icon in probably on your mobile phone, laptop or iPad, you get your message right into the inbox of your recipient just within seconds, and that's exactly why the email has come to stay. And all over the world, individuals and organizations and governments have embraced the email as an effective method of communication, an effective method of exchanging messages today. So let's really take a step further and look at how important emails are today. How important are emails today? Emails are faster than the traditional post. This already we have mentioned. Emails can be sent 24 hours a day, uh, 7 days in a week, 365 days a year, and every time you can send an email, and the moment you send an email, someone receives it at the other end. Emails can be sent and received from any computer anywhere in the world, provided the computer has an internet connection. Emails are fast, cheap. Of course, they are cheap, because you don't have to go to the post office to post them. You don't need any. All that you need is just to use your computer or your mobile phone. And once you have some data, you are good to go. Emails are fast, they are cheap, they are accessible, and they are easily replicated. Using emails can greatly benefit businesses as it provides efficient and effective ways to transmit all kinds of electronic data. All right, so that exactly is how important emails are today. Now let's look at types of emails. Today you may have heard about email marketing as a marketing strategy. You know, the email is a very, very important component of many businesses today. Hardly you can think of any big business organization that does not use email marketing as a strategy for as a very, very active part of their overall marketing campaign. The email is a very powerful method, and people are using it. Entrepreneurs, individual digital marketers are using the email as a very effective means of communication aimed at promoting their goods and services and their brands, and it is very effective. Now, let's look at the various types of emails that an entrepreneur or a business is likely to send to their prospects, to their audience, to their readers, to their customers, both existing customers and prospective customers. Now, the first one is the welcome email. Now the welcome email is purpose driven. It is written to try to uh, carry the excitement of a new user towards a first positive experience with the company's product or service. In this case, uh, the the welcome email is intended to bridge the first steps of the onboarding process. That is exactly what the welcome email is intended to achieve. It is the first email communication that a company or a business has with the prospect, and is often part of the onboarding emails that help users to get acquainted with your brand. The name implies, the welcome email is so important. If you are a good host, the moment someone comes into your house, you give them a warm welcome and show them the seat where they can sit down and feel at home. And that is exactly what businesses do when they send the welcome email. They want to give the prospective customer or the subscriber a new sense of belonging. That is exactly what the welcome email is intended to achieve. It's really very, very important, because the welcome email is a proven way of, uh, at least giving your new or prospective customer a sense of belonging. And people who receive welcome emails uh, are always more likely to feel at home and to have more confidence in the brand or in the business. So the welcome email is also designed to inform the prospective customer or the subscriber about the products and services that your company offers, and shows them, you know, shows them, takes them on a tour to show them what is available and what they can gain, the benefits they can derive, and even show them how to get started. That is exactly what the welcome email is intended to achieve. It's a very important type of email, and that is why hardly you find any business or any serious marketer that does not really use or send the welcome email to their new customers or prospective customer. So that exactly is the what the welcome email is all about. Then the second one is the newsletter email. The purpose of a newsletter is to give your prospective customers or your subscribers, updates pertaining to your business, products or services, and it is used to sell. It is something that is, the newsletter is essentially meant to tell more about the kinds of products you provide. So that is exactly what the newsletter is meant for. You need to understand that an email newsletter is something that should give update. It should be helpful. It should not be something that is meant to, it should not be pushy, you know, uh, like a salesperson, because experience has shown that people don't like being pushed to buy a product or service. It is wiser and smarter to just present the benefits that the customer is likely to derive if they decide to buy your product or use your service. Now, that is a very effective way to do that. And if you are able to communicate well with your newsletter, then of course is going to achieve quite a lot. A newsletter, the traditional organizations offline, they use newsletters as well. If you are running a private school, you send newsletters to parents and tell them about the things that are going on in schools and things that they will need to do and benefits they might derive if they buy textbooks for their children and all that. So something similar to that is what the newsletter email is always intended to achieve. So it is important to always uh, ensure that the actual purpose of the newsletter is clearly stated in the email, and the more you communicate your ideas with clarity, the more effective uh, that your email is going to be. Now, let's look at the next one, new product announcement emails. The announcement email is meant to announce, just as the name implies, is meant to announce a new product that the company is about to launch. If you are going to launch a new product, then it is necessary to send the announcement email to inform your existing customers, because when you already have existing customers, of course, you know that you need to inform them of new products that are coming, so that they will, continue to patronize you by buying those new products or using the new services. So the same thing, you can also send the announcement email to new prospects, to inform them. So announcement emails, they have the purpose of introducing a new business and allowing a company to reach out to an existing customer base instantly instead of relying on other media sources such as the TV adverts and printed media. So the email is a very powerful way of promoting your new product, informing people, all the people on your email list. You let them know that a new product is coming, and that will actually boost your sales, because the more people you tell about your product, the more chances there are that some of them will begin to buy the new product. So that exactly is what the uh, new product announcement email is meant to achieve. And if you are very effective in communicating your ideas quite clearly, of course, there is a copywriting aspect that needs actually to be emphasized here, because the major purpose of the new product announcement email is to sell a product, to get a new customer or an existing customer to buy the new product. So it is important you highlight the benefits of the products, the benefits that your customers are likely to derive if they decide to buy the new products. That is really what the new products uh, announcement email is meant to achieve. All right. So now the next one is the special offer email. Now, as the name implies, the special offer email is a kind of email that is giving some offer to your customers. When you want to promote your product, then you can come up with some special offers, and you articulate this in your email, showing them the kind of discount. You can write a discount message. All right. You can also give them special offer, special coupon, So there are a lot of benefits that you can come up with, but I want you to understand that it is also related to the entire promotional campaign of a company. When you come with some incentives, usually a promotional email is a kind of commercial broadcast that offers incentives to drive sales and revenue for a business. But when you run an effective marketing campaign, you have to give special offers to persuade your customers to really buy from you. Now, experience has shown that people are more likely to buy when they know that they are going to get some discount uh, by buying, and you even encourage them to buy larger quantity when you make special offers. So, as the name implies, the special offer email is meant to offer make some special offers to existing customers or even to prospective customers. And that is exactly what the special offer email is intended to achieve. Then the next one is the abandoned cart email. Abandoned cart email, as the name implies, is written to people who have backed out of a particular buying process. it is an email that is sent to customers who almost made a purchase to encourage them to complete their transaction. Abandoned cart emails are a way to convert lost business and turn a lost prospect into uh, an active customer. Someone showed interest in buying your goods or services, but you know uh, and almost made a purchase but stopped halfway. So you send an email to this kind of person to rekindle their interest, and the best way to really achieve the aim or the purpose of this particular email is to highlight the benefits that the customer is likely to gain or to derive from buying or completing the transaction. So that is exactly one thing you need to understand about the abandoned cart emails. Then number 6 is the milestone emails. A milestone email is a type of email you can send to an existing customer, and the aim is to remind your customer of the value they are getting from you. So this will strengthen or deepen their interest in your brand or your products and services, and encourage them to continue using your product or service. That's exactly what the milestone email is meant to achieve. And a lot of organizations base their this type of email on certain events or certain occasions. You find different organizations. For instance, I have received some emails from my bankers, even on a day they have seen in my records that is the day I was born. They send you your birthday, this, and use the opportunity uh, to thank you and also to felicitate with you and to encourage you. There are different ways, that people uh, use uh, different strategies to really rekindle the confidence and strengthen the confidence of a customer in their brand. And even some use anniversaries as occasions to send milestone emails. So that is exactly something that is a very smart way of ensuring that your existing customers continue to patronize your business. Number 7, we have the review request email. Don't forget that the review, is a way of asking someone to review. You ask customers for reviews, and you do that with politeness. Uh, you don't have to send negative. You don't expect them to give you negative reviews, but you also have to value negative reviews because they help you to grow and always solve upcoming issues. You know, in order to leave every customer happy. So the purpose of asking your existing customers to review your products and services is not only to get commendations from them, but also to know more about the customer pains. You want to know exactly the challenges they are having with using your product or service. In that way, you want to improve and you want to make sure that you are putting your customers first, And when customers realize that their welfare is your concern, their satisfaction is your major goal, they are more likely to continue to buy from you than from anyone else. Then number 8, we have the progress emails. The purpose of the progress email is to identify key difficulties and concerns and help your customers, along the way. So the progress email is one particular very important email uh, because it actually uh, has to do with the progress that is made so far. It enables a business to actually monitor progress and highlight the progress as well. And that is really very, very important for every business. When you when you identify a problem and address it, you need also to put this in writing to help avoid making the same kind of mistake in the future. All right. So it is really very important when a business is always mindful of the progress they are making, what are the problems, what are the areas they are getting it right, and where are the pitfalls. So progress emails discuss not only the progress but also share with the customers the various issues that may have cropped up and have actually been addressed. All right. So, and that is really very, very important. Now, every email uh, is an effective is an opportunity to communicate effectively with the customer and ensure that there is no communication gap that is allowed. So essentially, the progress email is a kind of is a motivator because it actually enables uh, individuals to not only to monitor progress, but it enables them to remain consistent with what they are doing. So progress reports focuses your attention on the progress and ensures that you continue the progress. Now, the next is number 9, which is the confirmation email. Email confirmations are a type of email marketing, and they are used for different purposes. For instance, if someone has subscribed, then the person needs a subscription confirmation. If someone is using an online ordering system to purchase something from your website, they should get a confirmation email so that they know that the order went through properly, and they will also want to know when they can expect it to be fulfilled. Confirmation is really key in everything you do. Giving confirmation of every process, every stage in a process actually inculcates, it shows transparency, and it also it builds trust, because when you pay for a service or a product, you need confirmation that your payment has been received. If you register for something, you need confirmation that your registration has been completed. So these uh, are the reasons, various reasons for giving confirmation emails. And confirmation emails are really very, very important types of email because it gives reassurance to the customer or the subscriber, and it ensures that every process initiated is really being followed. Because if someone has completed a stage in a process but doesn't have confirmation that that stage has been completed, the person may continue on that stage thinking that it's not really completed. So confirmation emails are intended to give confirmation that a particular transaction or a particular stage of a process has been completed. When someone has made a payment, give them a confirmation email confirming that they have actually made the payment. And if there are other things that need confirmation, then confirmation emails are also required. Now, the next type of email is the transactional type of email. Transactional emails. Transactional emails are very important because the purpose is to facilitate a transaction. A transaction has already been initiated, and of course, transactional emails closely similar to confirmation emails, because when a transaction is going on, then of course there is need for confirmation. There is need also for guidelines, that will enable the prospective customer or subscriber to know how to get started and how to continue to ensure that a transaction is properly done. So emails that are sent to promote a brand, product, or service or generate revenue could be classified as a marketing or promotional email. But once a prospect has been converted into a paying customer and a transaction is in process, then transactional emails will come handy. A transactional email is sent from one person to another, usually related to an account activity or a commercial transaction. Now, examples include password reminder emails, purchase confirmations, and sometimes personalized product notifications. Transactional emails are really very important. They are important in the sense that a transaction is the reason why an organization or an individual is in business in the first place. And if a customer is transacting business with you and that transaction doesn't really go through properly, that may discourage that customer from initiating additional transactions. So every good marketer, every trader, every organization will want to pay adequate attention to business transactions. And when it comes to payment transactions, of course, we have to ensure that for security purposes, the right thing is done, and every avenue, every opportunity for people to wreak havoc on the transaction is really avoided. So that is exactly why the transactional emails are very, very important. And of course, by the way, what is the point going the extra mile to promote your products and services, to send other emails and continue to come up with lead generation strategies and other marketing strategies. If when a prospect is converted into a customer, then the transaction that should bring in money to the company is messed up with. So this stage of the transaction is really key, and every wise business owner, every entrepreneur will want to ensure that transactions are made foolproof, are made accurate, and pass through the proper process. All right. So, and communication is key, because the person transacting business from the other end need to be adequately informed of what they need to do at every stage in order to get it right. So that is why transactional emails are really very, very important. All right. Then the next that we want to talk about, which is the last but not the least, is the promotional emails. Now, a promotional email is sent to inform your prospective customer or someone on your email list about your new or existing products or services. Of course, when we talked about the new product announcement email, we can now see the close relationship or the similarity between the new product announcement emails and the promotional email. Now, the new product announcement email is specifically to announce a new product. The promotional email is sent to promote even existing products and services. All right. So, and that is exactly what the promotional emails are meant for. They are intended to get the word out about special offers, limited time deals, or exclusive content. You know, promotional emails, as the name implies, are meant to promote your products and services. And one of the major things that the promotional email does is to highlight the benefits that your customer, whether existing or new or prospective customers, are likely to gain or derive from using your product or service. That is really very important, because when you persuade someone to develop interest in your products or services, then you increase the chances of making more sales. So these are the various types of emails, and from the discussion we have had so far, you must have understood just how important these various types of emails are uh, to the average business. So let's now go further to look at the next item on our agenda, which is the anatomy of a good email. Now, when we are talking of the anatomy of a good email, we are talking of the essential parts of the email. The first one is the sender. You know, it's always shown from, that the person, the sender's internet email is what is meant here. Then number two, we have the recipient, which is the receiver's email address. To whom is this email going to be sent? So that is the recipient. Then we have the date and the time. And number four, we have what is called CC and BCC. CC stands for carbon copy, and BCC stands for blank carbon copy. Now, these have to do with the kinds of copy and the kinds of persons you are likely to send the copy of your email to. Now, CC is sent to someone that you will publicly send your email to, and there's nothing, no piece of information that is hidden from this recipient. This recipient receives the complete information and also gets to know to whom else you have sent a copy of the email. So that's the person you send a carbon copy to, and of course, this is part of the vocabulary of the email writing. You may have heard people saying, I CC'd Jane, I CC'd this person. So it can also be used as a verb. You CC someone or you BCC someone. Now, the person you send a blind copy to, it is called blind carbon copy because the recipient here, doesn't know about any other person that you have sent a copy of this message to. He is only aware of the copy you have sent to them, and that is why it's called a blind carbon copy. You send this privately to someone, and the information, there is withholding information, especially other recipients are not known to the BCC recipient here. But the person who received the CC copy knows everything about the email and even to whom the email has been sent additional copies. Now, number 5 is the subject line, which is a description of the topic of the message. We shall talk more about this in our next item. Then number 6 is the message, and the message is sub-classified into various parts. You have the greeting, which is the salutation. Then you have the introduction, which is supposed to be the first paragraph, when we are talking of the letter now. Then you have the body text, then you have the closing. And the last item is the attachments. Sometimes when you send email to people, you need to attach certain documents. You need to give certain references or send certain links, all right, for further details. So let's now let's move on to see the next, which is writing the email. Now we have come to the stage where we now focus our attention on writing the email. While writing the email, the first thing we need to pay attention is the subject line. The subject line can be called the headline. That is the topic, all right? It is the short phrase that summarizes the reason for your message and the goal or the purpose of your communication. Why are you writing the email? What is the subject about? It is important to include a subject line when sending a professional email so that your audience knows exactly what to expect. And then they are able to locate the message easily if needed. The subject line can entice the reader to read your message because it is the first thing that grabs the reader's attention. You know what the subject line is to the email is exactly what the title is to the official, the formal letter, or even to an article, So it's a really very important thing. If you come up with a very uninspiring subject line, then chances are that your audience may not even, they may ignore the email and conclude that it's irrelevant, it's not important. So your subject line should tell your reader that this is a very important thing to pay attention to. Now let's look at this example. This was a headline. This was a subject line included in an email I received from someone recently. And the subject line is ultimate traffic boost is the top seller already. I received this and that drew my attention. I had to read the email. All right. Then another example is follow up product presentation. This is a direct method. It's telling you the subject matter, what it is about. That this email is about follow up and it is about product presentation. All right. So now the next thing we want to look at is the greeting, which is the salutation. The equivalent is the salutation in letter writing, but it can also be called salutation in email writing. The greeting and salutation can be used interchangeably. Now these are, the best ways to start an email, to actually present your greeting. Now, if you are writing a very formal email, maybe you are writing to people whom you do not know, or an organization that is highly reputable, and you need to be very formal. In this case, you can start with dear, then followed by the recipient's name, full name, all right, and preferably beginning with the surname. If they have a title, for example, Dear Professor Okon, then you include it. Dear Professor Okon. Dear Mr. Bello, Dear Mrs. Bello, Dear Miss Bello, or Dear Dr. Bello, or Dear Chief Bello, and so on and so forth. Now, if you are writing to someone you know or are familiar with, then of course you can use this opening greeting, hello, or hello with a name. You can say hello, Ken, hello, Jane, hello, Williams, for people you know. Then another possibility is to say hi, followed by a name. Hi, Mark. Hi, Michael. This is for informal, people you know and are familiar with. Then you can say hi there, this is informal. You can also say greetings. This, of course, can be looked at as informal or even semi-formal. Now, in a more informal, or if you like, very casual situation, you can use hey followed by a name. You can say hey Rose, hey Dom, So there are various ways of, writing your greeting in an email. Now, you only need to understand that the degree of formality or otherwise will determine the kind of greeting that you write in an email. Now, let's move on. Let's go to the next. Which is the introduction, number 3. All right. Your introduction is equivalent to the first paragraph of your letter or article. You need to introduce yourself if you are actually writing an email to an organization or to someone that you are not familiar with. The person doesn't know you, so you need to introduce yourself. If you are writing to someone you know or are familiar with, on the other hand, you don't need to introduce yourself because the person already knows you. Now, these are some examples. In a very formal email, you can use option 1, number 1, which is you can introduce yourself. My name is Benson Olsen, or my name is Williams Eze, for example. I am the professor of this. I am the director of works. I am the chief executive officer of this I am the marketing manager of this and that. Now, and then you state the purpose of the message. You can say, my name is Josephine Bello. I am writing or contacting you to apply for the sales assistant position listed on such a platform. All right. So these are ways you can introduce yourself. You can write the introduction in a very formal email. In a situation where you already know someone, or you just want to introduce a topic or inform someone about something, you can say, this is to inform you that, or just to let you know that, so you introduce the topic. If you are following up on a previous discussion or a meeting you had with someone, or even an email you had already exchanged with someone, when following up on a previous discussion, then you can say, as we discussed, or as discussed, or you can say regarding or in regards to this or that. You can say, to follow up on our meeting or on our discussion of such time, or you can say on the topic of. So there are various possibilities. You need to understand that there are no hard and fast rules as to the exact words you must use, or how you are to start to begin a sentence in your email. It depends on the subject, the purpose, and also the uh, the context. I mean, the whether it is a formal email or an informal email, and the purpose of that email. All right. Then, if you are asking for information or confirmation, or you are requesting for something, then you can use any of these templates. Could you let me know if or when, or I would like to know if or when, or could you confirm? Maybe you want to confirm the date and time for a meeting. You can say, could you confirm when the meeting will start? Or if you are not sure if the meeting will hold at all, you can say, could you confirm if the meeting will still be held as earlier discussed? Then you can request for an update, or a quote, or an estimate, or a price list. You can say, could you give me an update? Could you give me a quote or a quotation? Could you give me an estimate? Could you give me a price list? Could you send me this or that? All right. You can say, I am writing to ask if you, or in this case, you are actually requesting for someone's help, or for a piece of information. So these are possible ways of writing your introduction to an email. Number 4 is the body text. The body text of a formal email is like the body of a letter. And it is in this body of your text that you discuss the purpose of your email. It's in this body of the email that you discuss the purpose. This is where you share your full message. Now, if you are writing an informal email, you may not need much elaboration. But if you are writing a formal email, of course you have to explain. You will agree with me that the different types of emails that we discussed, some of them require to be quite elaborate. You need much elaboration to really discuss the things that you need to discuss, communicate your ideas with clarity. In a promotional email, for example, or in a new product announcement email, or even in a newsletter, you need to really give elaboration, discuss the main purpose of the email. Now, you might have a short one like this. Look at this example. You know, this is an email. Thank you for registering for our online course. I have attached a PDF file of the course details and guidelines for effective participation in our online classes. Please let me know if you have any questions. You see, so this email actually discusses the purpose is to thank the new customer for registering for the online course and then giving some information to the customer that will enable them to really participate effectively in the online classes, and also asking them to let you know if they have any questions, So that is the kind of thing that an email is used to accomplish. All right, so now let's look at the closing part of the email. You can close an email with any of these, but again, this depends on the type of email. For a very formal email, you can use sincerely, or you can use yours sincerely, kind regards, yours cordially, respectfully, all the best, Of course, there are some that are meant for informal emails. You can say all the best or best. You can say best regards or kind regards, fond regards, or best wishes. There are various possibilities, but you choose the one that will be appropriate to the kind of email you are writing. Then number 6, we look at links, references, and attachments. In this case, when you write an email and you have additional documents you want to send, then you might send them in form of links or attachments, things they need to refer to. When you attach things like that or include things like that, you need to mention them in the body of the email so that your recipient will know that you have included such information. It's always very important to mention everything you have included in your email so that you don't give room for omission or for someone to have an oversight. Now, let's look at examples. If you are including some links, you can say below are some links for reference. And then immediately after this, you include the links, Then, if you are sending attachments, you can say, please refer to the attached document or documents for details. If you are sending one document, then the attached document. If you are sending 2 or more, then you say the attached documents for details. Or you can say, I am attaching a copy of this or that. For instance, I am attaching a copy of my resume and portfolio in PDF format. It's also important to include the formats of the attachment or the document you are attaching. All right, this is very important. It makes for clarity. Now, finally, let's look at a sample of a professional email and the kind of guidelines that you need to pay attention to. Now, this is the subject line. This is the subject line, and as we say, the subject line is the description of your topic, is your headline, is the subject, is the major thing that the email is about. And the bottom line here is that you have to concisely convey your purpose of writing. That's what you need to use the subject line to do, to concisely convey your purpose for writing. All right? Now, the next is the greeting, and the greeting, for instance, we already mentioned, you can say, Dear Professor Doe, Dear Miss Doe, Dear Chief Okon, whatever may be the name, and the title and the name of the recipient. Now, this is the first paragraph. Like I said, there are no hard and fast rules as to what you have to write in each paragraph. The important thing is that, one, your subject, the topic or the subject matter determines exactly what you are going to write. All right? Then you can use spaces. You can leave spaces between the paragraphs to indicate the paragraphs instead of using the traditional indentation, that you use for the traditional letter. Now, one other thing you need to do is that you have to avoid using fanciful font styles for a formal or professional email. Of course, if you are writing to a close friend, you might use some of these things for fun, but for professional emails, you avoid all this, colorful fonts and stylish fonts and all that. All right, so then you need to watch the length of your email. It also varies from one email to another. If you are writing a promotional email or a new product announcement email, you need to include adequate information, and so it can be a bit lengthy. But if you are just discussing something that doesn't need great length to, you just keep it as concise as possible. These are things also you need to avoid in professional emails, sending this kind of emoticons, Then you need to check your spelling and grammar errors and ensure that you correct them before submitting your email or before sending your email. So you need to edit carefully before sending. This is how it has been in today's video. I believe that we have done justice to this very important topic because it's a very, very important topic. The email is a very powerful method of exchanging messages today, and it is a method that is used in business, in government, in academic circles, in social circles, so it is something really very important. So learning how to write effective emails in English is really very important. And equally important, or even more important, is learning how to write professional emails. Because if you are going to succeed in your career, if you are going to succeed in your profession, if you are going to succeed as an entrepreneur, you need to write very effective emails, because communication is key to success in every sector of human life. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, click on the like button, like the video, and click on the share button as well, and share the video with your friends and relations. That actually is one way in which you can really support me and support what I'm doing on this channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe, because your subscription to this channel is achieving a win-win situation. You will succeed in encouraging and supporting me to continue to upload more videos that will be helpful to a lot of people out there. And you will also be encouraging a situation where you will also have more access to free access to all the videos that I upload on this channel, especially if in addition to subscribing, you click on the bell icon. That will ensure that when the next video goes live on this channel, you will receive instant notification and you won't miss any video that is uploaded. Now, if you have any comments, any concerns, any suggestions, any questions, or if you have a topic in mind that you would want me to discuss in subsequent videos, do not hesitate to leave your comments in the comments section below. Once again, I want to thank you for being part of today's episode. See you in the next lesson. And